Hello super parents. Let's talk about the fear of public speaking or glossophobia. We have with us Rahul J. Nair to speak about this topic which is of high relevance. So I wanted to understand, I have a fear of speaking in public. So how do I overcome that exactly? Like what exactly is this fear? Is it like a common fear of is it like a common problem which you see across?
Pranay, don't worry, you belong to the majority, okay?
Okay.
So, glossophobia is the technical term or the medical term for fear of public speaking. And this glossophobia is among the social anxiety, okay? It's a simple thing and no need to worry about much. But however, interestingly, this is one of the most rated or number of percent, or the percentage of the people who is having the glossophobia is very high. Around 28.4% of American young adults are having the problem, and which is more than volcanoes, which is more than zombies, and which is more than even death itself, right? So the fear of public speaking is very simple. They have issues to face audience. They have problems. They have many physical and psychological blockage to communicate with the public. So that is actually called as glossophobia.
Okay, all right. So coming to the next major question would be that is it like a skill which is necessary, public speaking, and how important and how how much should a parent address this particular public speaking as a skill?
Okay, so I think there's two parts for this question. One, whether it is a skill. Yes, public speaking is a skill, or it can be trained. It can be developed in a child. That's the major attraction or the advantage of the same. Okay, so nobody is born as a great public speaker. See, we have great personalities in this world. We have Mahatma Gandhi. We have Obama. Like that, you name it, all the great personalities, they could easily communicate to the public. But however, interestingly, once they had the same fear, they had this issue, so they overcome the same. So it's actually a trainable skill. Public speaking is actually a trainable skill. It's not something which you cannot overcome, right? And the next part is that how can we train the children? Or what is the importance of this, right? That's what you asked.
Yeah, how important a parent should importantly take up this?
Especially, see, we are living in this modern era where we need to work in teams. We need to communicate a lot of ideas to the public, or even if it's a small team, the ability to communicate the idea to the team is very, very, very important, right? So the development of the same is a must among the teenagers. The reason what I am saying is that once they are grown up, they will be working in teams or in some companies, or maybe let it be in a government settings or whatever it be. They are supposed to communicate their ideas. So earlier the better. Train the same thing at the earliest for the children, and so that they can be more effective and they can be more confident. They can lead their professional life more successfully. So this is one of the essential skill, and even it is part of the Millennium Competency skill. And there is a saying that the world belongs to storytellers in the future, right? So today we are in this fourth industrial revolution where we need to connect with the people. So the demand to work in teams and also to communicate to the public is very, very important.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Next would be what are the causes for this fear?
Okay. See, like every fear or any phobia, it can be of two reasons, or largely we can divide into two reasons. One, it can be due to some genetic tendencies, or it can be something related to the social or their environmental issues. So it says that mostly the children who are having this fear may have some early some kind of setbacks in the childhood when they try to communicate some idea to the public and like that. So that blockage might be the primary reason, and I think that's a major reason for this phobia.
Okay. I also wanted to understand what are the symptoms for this, and how a parent can actually understand if the child is actually going through the same or not.
Okay, so you said that you had this fear, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, when I am asking you to speak to an audience of what might be the symptoms that you might have gone through?
I might have got a little nervous,
Okay.
a little sweaty here and there, maybe
Okay.
those kind of things might have
Okay,
happened.
thought blockage.
Yeah, thought blockage, and
Then?
the fear to like look at the audience and talk to them, that kind of fear.
Okay,
I mean,
shivering.
Yes.
Okay.
Shivering,
Nervousness,
sweating and all those
shivering,
kind of,
and butterflies in the stomach.
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely. All those
and vision,
mixed feelings.
mixed
you
feeling,
get.
vision blurry, like that, right? So the same thing. It's in. See, let me be more precise. So people who the thought blockage is the first thing. Then shivering. That's the normal tendency. Sometimes some people will sweat. Sometimes some people will go extremely cold in their body. I mean, they feel frozen themselves.
Yes, yes. I've even seen fidgeting in
Okay.
a lot of people, that they do fidgeting so as to like change the whole scenario kind of thing. So yeah.
And an extreme thing is that they might faint.
Yes.
Yeah, like that. So nothing to worry. That's max you can have with this. Okay.
Okay, so parents, how do they like? I mean, these are the. I mean, sometimes they don't understand when the child is going through all this, right? So how do they really pick it out as to understand whether the child is actually going through it or not?
Yeah. See, whether they have this fear, whether they have this glossophobia. Number one, they withdraw from the social programs. They don't want to connect with people. They themselves withdraw from the public. That's number one. Number two, they don't want to speak to strangers, or they are afraid to speak to the strangers. In the family functions also, they will be going little inward, and they will not be interacting with the people. And they don't want to participate in any of the school events, or in their school there will be some programs and all. So they'll be withdrawing. And sometimes the teachers themselves will be saying the child is withdrawing from all these things. So that might be the reason for one of the symptoms of this glossophobia.
And what majorly do you think can be taken as a measure to overcome or reduce this particular
Okay,
phobia?
there are numerous methodologies to overcome the fear of public speaking or glossophobia. So let's start from the thing. See, first of all, understand very well, the parents and the people should understand that it is something that you can train. It's a trainable one. It's not a permanent fear. A lot of great personalities, even you heard that Adolf Hitler, he had a great
Fear of
yeah, great fear of public speaking, and later, well, I don't want to go to the history like that, but of course he's a great, powerful speaker. Martin Luther King had the issue, Gandhiji had the issue, Obama had the issue. So everybody had the same issue of glossophobia, fear of public speaking. And let me tell you one thing. First of all, remember or make sure that you're giving training for the children, because it's a trainable one. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing is don't expose them directly, very quickly to a larger audience. It's a step-by-step method is the ideal one. Okay, so the third thing is like we can involve them. We have to bolster the confidence with smaller venues. Give them a small opportunity, like storytelling or say self-introduction. Like that, we can slowly start and encourage maximum. That's very, very important, right? Do you like encouragement?
Obviously.
Yeah,
everyone
everybody likes
likes it,
encouragement, right?
yeah.
So encouragement is a key for this, and encouragement and motivation. Even if they're committing mistake, it's okay, no problem. And give them a great appreciation for whatever they are doing. Okay, and then next thing is that it's always advisable to send them for a professional training programs. In Lifology also, we have a special session. So we are now talking about the glossophobia, but however, we have a special session on the training, how to train your children for the public speaking. That's one. Other than that, there will be a lot of public speaking training programs happening in different parts of the world. There are good trainers, so sending them is a very good idea. And there are a lot of clubs for children, public speaking children. So like, have you heard about Toastmasters?
Yes, I have.
So in the Toastmasters is actually an association, a worldwide organization for promoting public speaking and personality development. And they have a children's club, they call it as Gavel. So such kind of clubs, joining such kind of clubs will definitely give them opportunity. See, practice and practice and practice. Practice makes a man perfect. Similarly, practice is very, very, very important. And the next thing, when you go for such kind of a presentation, practice really well. Make sure that the content is thoroughly rehearsed. Okay, that's very important. And then regarding the actions, the movements, etc., we can refer to some videos in YouTube, and the same can be recorded with a mobile phone and then go for a review. Such kind of trainings can be installed. That kind of approach is appreciable for training the children. And like that, through practice, we can definitely take off the glossophobia from the children.
All right. And do you really think that there is a requirement of clinical intervention when it comes to overcoming this fear?
Yes, see, to a large extent, my answer is no. Clinical intervention is not required immediately. Like, as I said earlier, this is a trainable, a very simple problem. But if you think that problem is persisting continuously and it is going to a panic attack kind of level,
right.
So definitely my suggestion would be always go to a professional, and a counselor or a trained psychiatrist or a psychologist. That's a better thing. And even if the children is from 13, 14, 15, even a good pediatrician or a doctor who is having some clinical background on psychology and counseling kind of things, it is also a good idea to start with. Okay. So I don't think that no need to go for a quick, immediately go to the doctor or some counselor that he is having a fear of public speaking or glossophobia. That's not the first step. Primarily, send them for some kind of training program, and later follow the steps which I mentioned earlier. And also, there are a lot of videos we are posting in Lifology, Life video segment. So that's step by step. Let's take it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. So we'll wrap up this session. Thank you so much, Rahul sir, for joining us. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.